So how can men, how can dads quickly, easily deal with overwhelm, overload, all the things? Hey guys, Jeremy here, your Mindset Mastery Peak Performance Relationship Guy, founder of the Relationship Roadmap, the Roadmap to Relationship Mastery for Men, and the Lead Like a King program. So today I want to talk about this idea of overwhelm because, I talk to men on a daily basis. And one of the biggest things I hear is men not knowing where they at, where they going, but even how do they get started? How do they even begin to make traction happen physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, financially, spiritually, in their relationship? Like, dudes are struggling. They are in overwhelm and overload, and they don't know where to go. They don't know what to do, so they don't do anything. And it's very easy when a guy is overloaded to just numb himself. There's porn, there's drugs, there's alcohol, there's video games, there's Netflix, there's distraction, and just nothing gets done. And nothing moves forward. So I want to offer a tool, a strategy, a way to actually get clarity quickly and easily that helps men in a real world situation. So I want to share with you, I got these little charts right here, I call them heat maps. And it's really, there's 9 different areas of where men can be struggling. And these are some intakes that I've done with potential clients, just as a meet and greet, like where are you at, what are you going, what are you struggling with? 9 different dimensions that men can get clarity on. And the other side of this, I have answers from clients, current clients, former clients. Where are they at? And notice the size of that circle is so much bigger. These guys are all in the 80% range in terms of like life activation or vitality or power. On this other side, we're looking at anywhere from 28 to 43%. So you think about a guy who, this is the energy he has in his life. This is the power he has. And then try to affect change. Try to build a business. Try to raise kids when you are feeling diminished, you're feeling shrunk. When you are struggling, you got one area really solid. For this guy, number 8, power. Like, I can make things happen. But everywhere else in his life, struggling, lost, confused, feeling twisted and used. So we've got to get to clarity. We've got to figure out where are we at and where do we want to be. And we got to do it in a way that there's no judgment. There's no somebody making you wrong. I had a gentleman I talked to this morning, and he needs to get his wife's permission, and he needs to get his wife's approval and support before he spends money to invest with me. And I respect that. Like, okay, dude, you know your wife, you know your situation. I'm not going to shame you. I know there are people in the men's space who'll be like, well, a real man will just decide to spend the money, and he's just going to do his thing, and his woman is going to get right with that. And that sounds great, but it's also a quick way to get into a fight. I've got somebody who is not in a great place in resourcefulness. And so, let's force him to make a decision that he doesn't feel comfortable making. And he knows there's going to be a battle with his wife. It's just not an intelligent action. So I respect where he's at because I understand. Because I've been in that place. I've been in that, I want to spend the money, but God, I'm scared. I don't know. So this right here is a quiz that I created, and it's the dad, husband, man heat map, right? It's a quiz for men to self-assess where they're at, what's going on, where their strengths are, where their challenges are. And when I work with a couple, I will have the wives fill this out on the husband as well, because how does she rate him? Sometimes we don't see ourselves as we truly are. We only know what we feel and where our roadblocks are and where our challenges are. So when we're getting into overwhelm, clarity is your power. So I've identified 9 different areas to help men get clear where they are, where they want to be, so they can figure out how to bridge the gap. Because there's so many people that will sell you so many things. They'll tell you so many things. They'll do all these things to make you feel insecure. The guys I work with are already in a shitstorm. They already know they're struggling. They already know they're in overwhelm. That's not helpful. They want to know, where do they go next? What's the next step? What's the next action? What do they do to move themselves forward? Where are the first places to get going? Because when you're in overwhelm, it's not, hey, appreciate where you're at, appreciate you sharing, thanks for your vulnerability. I can't stand that kind of crap. I appreciate it, thank you for the acknowledgement, but what do I do? What's the next step? How do we start making something happen? How do we start growing in a positive way? Because guys are action takers. They want to make things happen, and if they're not taking action, it's just because they don't know what to do. They don't have the clarity. And so this quiz is free. And I actually do a 30-minute strategy session afterward, also for free. Why am I doing this stuff for free? Because I've had I've had people who didn't sign up with me yet already making changes in their lives, already feeling more confident to have difficult conversations with their partners. Because tapping into who they are, where they are, and what the roadblocks are, just that awareness is power. There's value in that. And I know 10 divorced men a day end their lives. And it doesn't have to be that way. So why am I doing free strategy sessions? I've got people that are telling me, oh, you should charge $200 for that, $300, $1,000. I'm like, yeah, that's great. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing on this first piece because I know how much pain and misery there is. And I know what men will do when they are suffering. And they will end that suffering, either numbing themselves or removing themselves. It doesn't have to be that way. That's all BS, belief systems. So I want to encourage you, gentlemen, ladies who love gentlemen, I've got a free quiz. And so guys, if you want to go from this, you want to go from these small little heat maps to these great big shifts. One of the guys that filled this quiz out a year ago this month was like, how do I tell my sons that mom and I are going to get separated and divorce? And 5.5 months later, marriage is recovered. And more love and more passion and more playfulness than they've ever had after 22 years. Now, I haven't been married 22 years, but that doesn't matter. If you do in the beginning, scratch that. If you do at the end what you did in the beginning, there won't be an end. But if you do at the end, in the beginning, there never would have been a start. So if you keep doing the things here that kept your love affair vital and alive and juicy and playful, guess what happens? There's never an end because you continue to pursue, you continue to chase, you continue to engage, and it stays fun. But sometimes you need that outside perspective. You need that outside person to remind you and say, hey, remember this? Remember that guy that loved that girl? We got to get past the wounds, get past the damage, get past the arguing. So one of these guys is now here after 5 months, and this is where he was when we started, one of these three. So change is possible, growth is possible, shifting is possible faster than you ever believed, but you have to take new action. If no thing changes, nothing changes. So after this, I'll put the link down below. You guys can click it to come take the free quiz, and then I'll do a follow-up. And I look forward to seeing you soon. You make it a great day. And talk to you. Bye.